Hello, everybody. Yay.
Hello.
Hi, it is Thursday, and we are here to chat about makeup. Thank you guys for waiting. It is a busy time. She does so many things every day. If we had a list, it would just be a scroll, this whole video, just of what you do every single day.
Oh my goodness.
Anyway, I'm Amber. I'll be helping answer your questions. So if you have any questions for Gabriela about vintage makeup, about Besame, about starting a business, about why are you so great, Gabriela? All those questions are valid and great. You can leave those in the comments and I'll give them to her. And this, of course, is the founder of Besame, Gabriela Hernandez.
Hello.
Yay.
Hello. Hi.
I love your shirt. I love the polka dots.
Thank you. Thank you. I try to be cheery today with some polka dots.
Sarah said you're going for an amber look today, which is funny, Sarah, because I
Yeah.
also own those exact
The
same
same
glasses.
glasses, yeah.
And so does Janae.
we all bought them from the same company. It was
Different
very funny.
times.
Different times, but the same frames. It's very funny.
Oh, and real
Yes.
quick, Lourdes also said she loved seeing your wedding photo that you shared the other
Thank you.
day.
Oh, thank you. Yes, it's very much like enchanted type of dress
Yes.
with the big puffy sleeves. And
Mhm.
now that I look at it, it's like, oh wow, that's kind of like the enchanted one.
Yeah, you did it first.
Yeah,
You
well,
were there first.
it was in, I guess, when we got married. So yes, that was a style that was popular. I don't know, but yeah, now looking back on it, it does look a lot like it.
And Gabriela celebrated her 29th wedding anniversary this week. And if you want to
Yep.
see that picture and other pictures from this video, from previous videos, from all kinds of stuff, follow her Instagram, which is Besame Girl at Instagram. And yeah, these are not, Ashley asked, are these vintage glasses? These aren't. These are new
No.
glasses, styled vintage.
No, they're style vintage. They're from a company called Zini.
Yeah,
Yes.
Zeni.
Yeah. So it's an online optics and store, and they
And that's
have
where
pretty
these
nice.
are from too.
Yeah, they have pretty nice frames. So yeah, if you need prescriptions, they can definitely. They do a good job.
Yeah. Anyway, so thank you guys for all the questions so far. Super fun. We're happy to answer everything. And Gabriela, let's get into what vintage makeup treasures you have today.
Well, today I have something different for you. I wanted to kind of go back and show you some press and things that I remember. I talked to you a little bit about kind of how it was when we started the company, and that most of the press really came from magazines and things. So it wasn't like online. So I have a huge scrapbook here of press of all the stuff that we were in for since the beginning. So I have some here, and I wanted to kind of share some with you. You can see me here. This is one of the early ones of me in the store.
Yay!
As you can see there, with the old displays and the things that we used to have. So this is on our first little shop on Victory.
Okay, was that in North Hollywood or?
No, it's still well, it's in between Burbank and Glendale.
Sure. I don't know. Very specific for LA people to know.
Yeah,
Sorry.
it's on Victory Boulevard by Griffith Park. So this was our first little shop, and this was one of the images from there. It came out in a magazine called Bust. That's still around.
Yeah.
See that magazine called Bust? I used to actually write for Bust a long time ago. I used to write a column called In Your Face, and it was about makeup looks, like tutorials. So
Yeah.
so like this one's one that I wrote. It was called Natural Beauty, and basically it gave you kind of like a step by step of how to do that look.
Yeah.
So these were kind of fun. I did a bunch of them for this magazine a long time ago, and so those are kind of neat. I think that it's kind of a different thing. This was when we had this other mascara that we made, and we came out in Lucky magazine.
Oh, Lucky magazine, of
Lucky
course.
magazine, remember Lucky magazine?
Yeah.
That also went away.
Yeah.
You know, or Glamour with Mandy Moore.
Ooh. Oh, when is that from?
This
That
one is from
Glamour.
2006. 2006.
It doesn't. 2006 doesn't feel like it was that long ago, but that
Yeah,
look is not current.
it's not
It's
current.
so
No,
fun't how
no,
dated
isn't
that
it?
looks.
How dated that looks?
I mean, it
Yes.
also is 14 years ago, which is a
Yes.
different story, but
Isn't that weird?
wow.
It's really quite odd that the stuff that looks look cool before. Now it
Yeah.
doesn't look that cool actually. This is this is one from if I can get it out of here. This is another scene from 2004.
Ooh.
I guess that was kind of considered in at that time too,
Yeah.
and and now not so much. There was an article on this magazine that was called "Putting on the Glitz."
Ooh, cute. Oh, that's pretty.
And there we are with our little tiny lipsticks and rouges when
And
we
was that
first
when you
started.
were still doing the smaller size
Yes,
lipstick?
yes, because this is from 2004.
And you did the
So yeah,
smaller size lipstick because that was more like the actual size of the
size.
vintage lipsticks,
Yes,
right?
yes. So
Mm-hmm.
this is what they look like, and that's what the shadow casings look
Oh,
like at the time
cool.
that we made. Like rouges and shadows came in that little metal
Mm-hmm.
metal
Little.
compact. Yeah. So that's kind of one of the first ones we had. Then we had we came out in 2009 in Women's Wear Daily because that was a big
Ooh,
deal for me.
yeah.
Like Women's Wear Daily was like a big old deal. So yeah, to come out in Women's Wear Daily was kind of like something. So it was a good tear sheet for me,
Oh, of
at the
course.
time, so you collected these things and you kind of
Mm-hmm.
like said, oh, well, I came out in this and I came out in that, and
Oh,
no,
sure.
I don't think it's like as relevant anymore as it used to be. Kind of, it used to be like that's your portfolio, like you came out in
Mm-hmm.
these magazines and that was your thing, that
Yeah.
you got. But nowadays I don't think it's the same anymore. It's not. It doesn't. See, we had at that time we had this lipstick set called
Ooh.
Voluptuous.
Yeah.
So that came out in Women's Wear Daily.
And
It
what
was
was?
kind of like the precursor, if you think about it. This came out, like I said, in 2009, but it's kind of like a precursor to the Kylie sets, where she had
Mhm.
a pencil and a lipstick that came
Yeah.
together.
What all was in those voluptuous sets?
It was an automatic pencil that matched the lipstick color in a little
Oh, okay.
brush. So those
Oh,
three items
cute.
came in it. So it was like a custom made brush, a lipstick, and a matching lip liner or a color. It was not actually matching. It was like a color,
Mm-hmm.
a tiny bit darker, so that you could do the liner a tiny bit darker to make your lips look a little bit more pouty.
Yeah, similar to the
So,
warm red pencil
yeah,
from the Lucy is a
right.
little darker than the
Yes.
actual Lucy lipstick.
Yes. But like I said, this came out in 2009. So,
Hmm.
but again, because uh, we weren't really out everywhere, we didn't have any celebrity connections, and that we, not too many people knew about it. I mean,
Oh,
it
sure.
did okay, but not like Kylie,
Well,
Yeah.
she's got an advantage.
She's got a lot of advantages on that one.
She has
Yes.
a
So
little bit of an advantage that her whole
yes,
family's been on television for years.
I know, isn't it? This is very funny because this one was a story that this magazine from 2004 called Hispanic magazine.
Oh,
Look at who's on the cover.
jeez.
It's so funny. It's like the same politics. We keep talking about politics, and
Yeah.
But the thing
Never
is that
changes.
they did a story on me, right? And there's a picture of me on here, but the lipstick next to me is not my lipstick. So it's like, what the heck is that?
So they have that huge lipstick right next to you that's
Yeah, and
somebody else's
it's
lipstick.
somebody else's lipstick. It's not mine. I didn't
Oh
make that
my
lipstick.
gosh.
Isn't that funny?
I love your little hat in
Yeah,
that. Oh my
little
gosh.
hat.
Ah.
So
It's so
it's
cute.
it's very very funny.
They're just using
It's
your face to promote that
to
other
buy some other
lipstick.
lipstick that has nothing to do with me. It's like I'm just really, it's like you go, okay, well, what's up with that?
Yeah.
um, and these are like bloggers, like vintage bloggers. When blogging
Yeah.
first started, blogs look like this.
Ooh, yeah. Oh.
That's what blogs used to look like. So if you got mentioned in a blog, this is kind of what you got.
I know, and
Uh,
there was a time where it's like you print out your blog to
yeah,
put in
you
a
print out your blog
to
to
put in
so
a
that you have it.
portfolio.
Yeah, you have it on your portfolio. See, look at that blog right there.
Oh wow.
Sexy.
Oh. We had a
Well,
couple quick little
yes.
questions kind of
Yeah.
about packaging. Mostly
Sure.
people were asking one, someone asked the Wiccan 8 asked about our our mascara brush set. Words escape
Yes.
me.
Yes.
So that will be coming out in about like 2 weeks ish.
Yes.
There's just been
Yes.
some delays, but that'll be
Yes.
back
Yes,
soon.
it will be back. Yeah, there's a lot of shipping delays now because of
Yeah.
COVID and other shipping issues in general. So yes, it will be back as soon as we get those back in stock. They'll be out for you.
And then we had some questions about designing compacts. They asked, would you ever design the kind of tiny shadow compacts again? And is there ever a possibility of having a compact that has like rouge, powder, and lipstick in one, like a vintage purse? Or so what do you think about those kind of things?
Well, the metal single ones are really hard because they were really hard to open. So
Oh,
it was
right.
more difficult for people to open them because there's not a lot of give in the metal. So you had to pop it open, and it was a little bit more difficult for some people. So I wouldn't necessarily do them again with that, but we do a lot of things with tin and other types of materials like this. So with tins, we can get a little bit better control of the closures, and we can make them easier to open. So definitely working with tin to make singles right now.
Oh, cool.
But as far as doing a combination one, I don't know. It would have to be molded, so that would definitely take some time to do and to engineer for it to all work together. And making it out of metal would be really, really difficult at this point because nobody kind of makes that type of work anymore. And if we were to make it out of a solid metal, it would be so heavy that you probably wouldn't want to carry it.
Yeah.
If it carried all that stuff and it was one solid piece, it would like weigh a ton. So there are other options, and we are working on our refillables. So soon you'll see all these new things that we're coming out with, and hopefully you'll love them. And those are definitely refillable and more keepsake items. But as far as like the vintage ones that had all this stuff in it, it's really, really hard to make those actually right now because of the engineering of those pieces.
And it really, as just a consumer, I kind of, I never thought about how these things are crafted and made. You kind of just think like a makeup fairy comes along and you're just like, whatever, you just make a bottle. And whereas like so many of these techniques that they used in the past are just, people don't do them at all anymore. They're harder.
Yeah.
Also, they, when they used plastics and stuff like that in the 60s and such, now we're moving away from plastic. So that makes it a little harder. So that's why you don't always see a huge array of different containers. But I mean, still, you do such a good job of just having beautiful packaging and different packaging. It still is creating that feel, and you go out of your way to find that and make it work for sure.
We try. I mean, we try with different materials that are still, that there's machinery that can work on those materials, because that's the problem. A lot of these old ones are made out of brass, and nobody works in brass anymore because it's a harder metal to bend, to work with. It has to be soldered together and put together, and none of that work really is done anymore. So it's very, very hard to find, except for like a jeweler that would do something like that. And so it would be like one of a kind pieces if you did work like that at this point.
Well, Sarah Flanagan wrote a comment that she will get into brass smithing so that she can make containers for us.
Then
let us know.
Yes, please let us know. I would love to. I would love to do it. I will give you all the engineering drawings if you wanna get your furnace going and start doing your blacksmith work behind the house. I support it wholeheartedly.
So, Gabrielle, we'll do a couple more, and then we'll get to some more questions.
Sure.
We have lots of questions today, but let's see a couple more
This
clips.
one is very funny. This one is in a magazine called True Story, which is, one of these. It's like, you really didn't know what kind of magazines you got into, So this was 2005, True Story magazine, one of your favorites from your checkout line at the supermarket. And of course they did our very glamorous lipsticks next to French fried onions and mayo.
Wow. Next to a bunch of vacuums. And then French fried onions.
Fried onions.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. So it goes together. The glamour is all there. You can see right there. The whole thing is so glamorous.
So very glamorous.
So very glamorous right there. So yes, a little bit the positioning on that one is a little off. So you got a lot of interesting things. This one again was very funny. This was NoHo magazine, local magazine from 2004, and it did a story on us a little bit here, and it said that was me, but that was one of our models. So it put a picture of one of the models saying that was me. So there you go.
And that's the local. They're right down the street from you. North Hollywood is right down the street.
They are. So there you go.
Wrong.
Right there. So there I am as another person.
You're another person. You're another lipstick.
Another lipstick. Just all kinds of things. Then again, this one was a Pasadena newspaper. It was part of the Pasadena Star News, and this was what it looked like when it came out. Another story on it, but this is what the online looked like at that time. So you can see it, 2005. This is kind of what you got if you went online. It's kind of interesting how far we've come with design and layout of online things.
I know.
It's kind of this one is called Latino Future magazine, which is kind of an interesting magazine of all kinds of manly man things on here. But then they had an article called Power Players. This was from 2007. And of course, I guess men don't care to put like your age next to your name, which I don't think you would ever do with them.
They put your name right, or your age right next to your name.
Right there. At the time.
Oh, right at the top. Sorry, it's hard for me to see sometimes at first.
Yeah.
Right in the headline.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
It's like, obviously,
so
this
everybody
was not edited by a woman here. No, not quite, This was one of an interesting one. This one was Elle magazine, and it was 2006. Of course, Shakira was in at the time. But then we have a little or a little lipsticks on the bottom here. It was kind of cool what they did
That's
with
a
it,
cool
like a
one.
little
That's good.
yeah, a little flourish of lipsticks down there. That
And
was
you're with
kind of cute.
other
Yeah,
lipstick and
with
beauty
other kind
products,
of
which is
lipstick.
nice.
Yeah, at least
No
this one they got.
onions.
Yeah, they got. Yes, at least they put it. Yeah, they put it in a place that made some sense.
Mm-hmm.
So it was. See, so some of these are kind of give and take. Whatever you get, Um, this was a brochure that I had done like really early on for Besame, and I drew this lady, and I thought because I thought like a Spanish kind of exotic woman, I think I was kind of channeling Dolores del Rio or something when I
Mm-hmm.
drew this. So it was kind of an early brochure, and I kind of did that with it, and this is just a comp of a brochure of and this was kind of an idea of like items that I wanted to make at the time.
And you
This was
drew that yourself. You drew that.
yes.
Wow.
Yeah, this is all kind of like illustration. So it was a different idea of different pieces.
Mm-hmm.
And anyway, those I never really made all of those, but I still kept them. This was the big LA Times piece that got read a lot. This was 2005, um, and this is the picture, and so that one got us a few people looking at it because this
Yeah.
was this was um, this was distributed in the Sunday paper, and people read the Sunday paper
Mm.
at that time was something that most people got. So we did get a little bit of a bump with that one, and then we got into Town and Country, which was kind of nice at the time, and they put us in with other kind of vintage vanity type items,
Mm-hmm.
which was kind of cute. It was like a cute photo
Yeah. Yeah, that's
thing.
really cute.
Yeah, so that one was nice.
Oh.
Some magazines were nice. Other ones, you go, what the heck
What?
am I doing here? Like all kinds of really weird. So you have any more questions? You
Yes,
have a
yes.
question? Yes.
Let's go back.
Okay.
And see. One thing, a lot of people have been asking if we will go back to having the Besame Bugle, the little newsletter with orders in the future.
Well, we do those with collections, so we will have some in the future. Right now, we don't have any because there aren't any collections, and we've been trying like different types of items to put with the collections that are not just the bugle and maybe other collectible pieces. So we're kind of playing with different things, and that's what we're doing for the next collection. So you guys let us know what you think of these other things that we're doing when they come out, and if you still want to have a bugle back, and then we'll look at it and see if we can bring it back for other collections.
Yeah, and with the Lucy collection, it also was just a little harder. It was right in the middle of the pandemic, getting all that stuff out. So that's why it also wasn't with that. Excuse me.
Yes.
Great. Louisa asked, what's the inspiration behind the gold and red flower design for Besame?
Well, that actually is the flower is a chrysanthemum, and the chrysanthemum is the November flower, and my birthday's in November, so it's kind of my birthday flower. That's kind of why I chose that particular flower. Also, it has kind of an Art Deco feel to it when you kind of get down to breaking it into simple design pieces because of all these petals. So I like the aesthetic of that flower, and since I wanted to kind of give the line a sort of a deco look, it kind of melded together really well. And they are very romantic and feminine, so I like those. And red is my favorite color. Red has always been my favorite color since I was little, so I had to make things that were red because red is everything. So like when I was really young, I didn't like any picture if it didn't have red in it. So because I had to have red, it was like the thing. So I'm kind of a red fanatic, I think.
Yeah.
Yes, so
Cool.
that's why.
We had a question
Yes.
from Mushy Wallbridge. I'm so sorry, I messed up your name. I apologize. I'm wondering if she's wondering if there's any cool tones of lipstick. She's got Portrait Pink and Chocolate Kiss, but those are a little warm. What are the coolest tones you'd say we have, Gabriela?
Let's see. The
Say
coolest
Forever
tone,
Red
like
is definitely one.
American Beauty is very cool. American Beauty is definitely very, very cool. On the pink side, but cool pink. And it's meant to be really cool because it goes with grays and that type of color. So it is definitely a cooler shade. Obviously, exotic pink is cool.
Yeah, it's very, very cool.
Is a very, very cool pink color. Let's see what else is cool. Let's see.
That's the cool. Forever Red has a cool tone.
Yeah, it has kind of a cool tone. I think American Beauty is cooler though than that one. I would say. Yeah. Those are probably the coolest ones that we have right now. I think.
Yeah, I'd
I
say
think
those
that's
are
probably
definitely
the coolest colors. Yes.
And then they asked what lipstick we're wearing. I'm wearing Wild Orchid today. Which color are you wearing?
I am wearing a new one that I can't say.
Whoa! To get a sneak preview lipstick. Oh, that's exciting.
Yes.
Ooh.
So this is a new one.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm kind of giving it a test run here.
Wow. All right, guys. We'll look back this later and see the wonderful sneak preview. That's exciting.
Yes.
People also ask, gosh, excuse me. People also asked about, can we announce the next iconic woman? Nope, we can't.
Not yet. Not yet. Not yet. It's
gonna
be a little
while.
far. Yeah, it's a little bit too far away for us to announce it. Once it gets a little closer, we will. But right now we can't because there's other collections ahead of it, so we can't announce it just yet. But as soon as we can, we will let you guys know.
And just so you know, Gabriela is considering all kinds of women. We love hearing your suggestions for it.
Yes,
please do. Also, a little fun thing: we're trying to see which translucent powder has been the most popular of Besame. So if you go to our Instagram, Besame Cosmetics, there's some little Q&As just asking which ones you've liked the most. So if you have tried our translucent powders and you have opinions, please go there and let us know for the future.
Awesome.
Cool. So we have that, and alrighty, I think that was about it. I'm just double checking. Sorry. Oh, and a question about perfumes. We did have perfumes before.
Yes.
They will be back, but not for about a year or so. And yes, they were about every decade, inspired by decades from the 20s through the 60s. And they are fan favorites for sure, and they will be back.
They will be back.
Not for a while.
We're working on them, but we just again have such a backlog of other items to release first that we kind of have to put it in another slot. But it will be back for sure next year.
And Sarah asked, the last one, she asked if it would be possible to have lipsticks you could refill at the store, like go to the store and fill it up like a beer growler, she said. Unfortunately, that's probably not too possible.
Yeah, it would be very difficult to do because of hygiene reasons, because the lipstick has to be inserted in. So somehow you have to touch it to insert it, unless you're molding it in-house, which is another different thing altogether. You would have to have all of that equipment to mold it and put it in to containers. But we couldn't do that right now as our production is right now. We couldn't refill them. But if you wanted to refill them, you can if you want to with the lipstick. You can put it in the freezer, make sure it's really cold, and then take the old one out and then put another one in that's also really cold, and then it'll help you put it in and not melt while you're pushing it into the slot.
Oh, interesting. And we had a little while ago, a person on Instagram put that she took one of our lipsticks and and made it into a flash drive, an old lipstick, and she put a little USB
Yes.
stick into it and made the tube into a portable flash drive. So that's a separate thing, but just a fun way to reuse that I thought was so
Oh,
cool
sure. Yeah,
when I
that's kind of
saw it.
cool. Yeah, that was cool. I remember that. Yes. Yeah.
And we
That's
had
cool.
another question from a bunch of people just about
Sure.
the cashmere powders and if they're going to
Yes.
come back. So real quick, to let everybody
Yes.
know, the cashmere powders are going away as they are right now, they're going away forever on Sunday. So if you want to get some cashmere powder, again, you can check out our
Yes.
Instagram because we have a really good deal on it right now. So get your cashmere powder now if you want some. But will anything replace it, or is anything coming back in the future along those lines?
Yes, because we do have, remember I mentioned the refillables. So we will have refillables, and we will have different powders that you can refill. So if you do want a cashmere, specific color of it to come back, just let us know, drop us a line and let us know which ones you prefer. And then we can see how we can bring it back as a refill for the other compacts.
Yeah, if you want to email info@besamecosmetics.com, that's the best way to say your favorite, and then we have it on record, and we'll let you know when it comes back in refillable form.
Yes.
Let's see. Oh, Louisa asked, what's the shelf life for our lipsticks? It's 2 years.
2 years.
Is the shelf life. So if you can't wear it right now because of masks, which totally understand,
Yes.
it'll still be good. We won't
And
be in
if you-
lockdown
yeah.
for 2 years.
No. I mean, you can put it in the refrigerator if you want to keep it a little bit longer. It might help, but really, it's it usually the oils in the product will start to get rancid. So it kind of, that's when the lipstick kind of starts to kind of have a change of smell after that.
Okay.
Because the preservatives kind of stop working, and then the oils oxidize. So the oils change that scent of oil when it's oxidized. So like your olive oil and things like that, when it goes bad,
sure.
you can smell it. So that's kind of what happens to your lipsticks. It's not that it's bad for you necessarily, but it will still work. It just will have that kind of scent to it. And then after a while, after another year or two, it will start to kind of not go on evenly anymore, because the oils will separate from the lipsticks inside of it. The molecules will separate, and then it'll kind of streak. It won't go on as nice as it did before. But if the smell doesn't bother you, you could still definitely keep using it. But it's up to you. We guarantee it for 2 years.
Yeah. So it takes quite a while for it to get to that point. But yeah, if you have a one from when Besame first started, you could still maybe use it. It'll just be a little different.
It might be a little different. Yes.
Yeah. Great. Do you have any other clips or anything you'd like to share?
Yeah, I have this one from this is called Fashion Magazine from 2006. Look at this look right here from 2006.
Oh, fun. Yeah.
It's pretty, yeah. So this one was very fun because it had we had done this little set that had like 3 items in it. So it was like an old-fashioned little box, and it had like a little lipstick and a powder and a rouge. And that was a fun little set piece, and they did a story on it. So that was kind of a fun one. I thought that was fun. Yeah. We have a bunch of like Lucky magazines, and we got this one, which is a favorite. It was a favorite back then, and it's still a favorite now, I guess. This one is Modern Bride from 2005.
Wow.
Modern Bride 2005, and look at what's here. Enchanted lipstick in Portrait Pink.
Oh, Portrait Pink.
Portrait Pink was still a good one for the bridal in 2005. So it's still a good pick for brides. So yeah, that was kind of a cool one with the bridal magazines. If they're going for that soft pink
Very
look,
soft.
Yes, yes, that was kind of fun. My Star News cover girl shot, like right here. Look at that! Wow. Yeah, that's my cover girl shot, and my other pictures in the back here.
Mm-hmm.
That was kind of fun.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, yeah. It's like coming out in the paper. It's
Yeah.
just like kind of a fun thing. This one is it had this one had our old little bag that we used to have at the store, so that
Uh-huh.
we used for customers. It was a little paper bag, but it kind of looked like a little purse.
Yeah.
So
that's
that was
cute.
kind of cute. Um,
Also, everyone keeps
Yeah.
saying how gorgeous you are and how little you age.
oh, really?
Pretty
Oh,
much
no.
Oh.
Oh, no. I don't know about that. Oh, my goodness. No way. Look at this. Look at this dynasty spread right here with some. This is our old
Oh,
compact
yeah.
here. Our old,
Mhm.
our old refillable compact. But look at that fashion. Wow.
Yeah. Whoa.
That dynasty fashion.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
a
Yes.
bold look.
I know, isn't it? I got another Women's Wear Daily, so we got in there
Ooh.
twice as a Women's Wear Daily, which was kind of cool. Always neat to be in that magazine because I thought, oh wow, it's kind of a magazine that deals with the trade, so we're kind of
Yeah.
like the trade is kind of seeing what we're doing, and that was kind of that's always kind of fun. This one was kind of interesting. They kind of put us together with they did something for the director of Blue Velvet,
Oh. Oh my gosh, I can't remember his name.
Lynch.
Yes, David
Yes,
Lynch.
yes. So they did like this whole thing, and they put our lipstick in there
Oh.
as the kind of the look for this. That was kind of interesting. They
Wow.
Isn't
Yeah, I
that kind
wouldn't
of
have
fun?
made that connection.
Yeah, it's kind of a fun
But it
thing.
works.
Oh, it does. It does. This one's a big one. I was like all stoked when I got this one, Allure 2005, and of course golden package, and the golden package right there is us. So
And we've been in
is kinda
Allure lots of times since
cool.
then.
Yeah.
We're
Oh
in
yeah, we've
for
been in Allure
twice for Lucy. I mean,
yeah. We've been in it. We've been in it a few times, which is kind of neat, actually. That and Glamour, and even Vogue actually a few times now, because Vogue
we've been in
has
Vogue twice in the
yeah
past like 2 months because they recommended Cherry Red, and then
yes
Jasmine Chiswell, girl
yes
who does TikToks like Marilyn
yes
Monroe, looks very Marilyn
yes
Monroe. She mentioned
yes
us,
yes yes
so
you did
we're
yes
very in
yes.
vogue.
Yeah, we're in Vogue. Yeah, this was a Glamour one that had kind of like Jennifer Connelly's look with our little red lipstick right there. That was kind of
Ooh.
neat. Uh, so yeah, some of them are very interesting. These are kind of fun, but wow, look at this layout from the web back then. It's really quite aged. I was just like, wow, wait, what is this stuff? Yeah, some of these are a little bit more aged than not. So
Yeah.
it's kind of funny to look back on it. But the magazines, the looks
how they've
age.
changed. They
Oh yeah.
age fast.
Oh,
Whew.
they do.
They sure do.
Totally do. And it's interesting to look at magazines. This is from '07, and this was for like the first time we had the cream, the rose cream. And so they
Okay.
did like a whole thing on the rose cream on it. This was kind of interesting. And this one that says
And-
Besame Mucho on it.
Yay.
That's kind of fun.
And it's so fun because, yeah, you've had these, this coverage for 15, 16 years.
Years,
And then
yeah.
this week
Yeah.
we've gotten so much. We had Allure again, like I said. We had Real Simple, recommended
Yeah.
Besame Red. Yeah, and then
Yes.
Oprah
Yes.
Magazine. You're
Yeah.
in Oprah Magazine. So
Oh, yeah.
it's
A
still
lot of
happening today.
Yeah, a lot of different ones, and it's interesting because I'm getting so many interview requests, but not to talk
Yeah.
so much about beauty, but to talk about politics, and
Yeah.
voting and the suffragette movement, and the significance of lipstick, for different causes and things. So it's definitely the conversation has moved to
Yeah.
different areas, which is quite interesting. Instead of like it used to be like, oh well, what's going to be in for fall, what's going to be in for this,
Yeah.
that's what most people wanted to talk about. But now they actually want to talk about something of substance, which is kind of nice, because it definitely is more interesting for me to talk
Oh,
about,
sure.
something that makes some sense to what we're living in, instead of like, oh well, it's going to be russets for fall again, kind of thing. It's like
Yeah.
that, that's just been, it's like every year it's kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that the press is kind of, really like taking this on and changing the conversation, and
Yeah.
and actually talking about things that matter a bit more.
Yeah.
So
We have a couple questions. So one from
yeah.
Louisa is, before you ever started Besame, were there
Mhm.
any brands you really loved before then, or did you love makeup really when you were younger before you started Besame?
Well, I love several brands. I mean, I always loved Guerlain. I thought that they had
Mm-hmm.
such pretty packaging, and they were so old. It's a company that's been around for such a long time.
Very, very
So
long time.
very, very long time. So I really admired them because of all of the things that they innovated and made over the years. But I also liked, companies like Revlon that had like more affordable products that I could buy at the drugstore, and especially when they had like, brighter shadows and things, in
Mm-hmm.
the 80s when they came in with all these really bold colors and things. Those were very much fun. But I also liked like a very simplistic, like Clinique at the time too, because they came, they had very, very simple kind of colors, and colors that were easy to wear for pretty much anybody. So Clinique was really an interesting company, as the way how they approached the whole thing with more of a scientific look to what they were doing,
Mm-hmm.
and they
Yeah.
were kind of one of the first to do it. So it was really different in when you went to the store and saw their counter, you know.
Yeah. Cool.
And then other people that had like custom blended things. Those were kind of interesting to me as well.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, like
That's great.
prescriptives, for example. I don't know if you remember, but they did.
Cool. All right. Let's see. One quick thing I wanted to say, because some people are talking about the Lucy powder. The
Yeah.
Lucy powder is not it's not like the Cashmere powders that are foundations. The Lucy
No.
powder is translucent. So
Yes.
even though it looks like it has a little bit of color, I'm trying to get mine here. No, it looks like it does. It looks like it's really fair. It's actually just clear. I mean, I just put it on when you didn't see.
Yeah.
This isn't a good example, but
Yeah.
it's a translucent powder with a little bit of a pearl-ish shine. So don't get it as foundation, but do get it for really, really, really nice setting powder.
Yes, so it
Yay.
is a setting powder, and if you do want to pick up that one, we are almost at the end of that one, and it won't be remade. So if you do
Yeah.
want that compact, pick it up before it's gone. I think there's less than probably a few hundred left of that,
Yeah,
and
it's
that's
getting so
about
low.
yeah, and then it'll be gone after that.
Yeah. Cool. Gabriela, you answered so many questions. We went to all kinds of things. And then this wonderful little tour of Besame's history
Yeah, a
and
little bit
some
of
of the
yes.
questionable fashions of the
Questionable
past 15 years.
fashions and you know all the press mishaps of the
Yes.
past.
Yeah. So now
So
you
it's
can
like,
think
you
of,
never,
every time you get out onions, you can think of Besame now.
Yeah, exactly.
That'll be
Yeah,
good.
it's like well, you know, it's like they said, you know, it's never bad press. Any press is
Yeah.
good press, I guess. But you know, at the time, looking back now, you go, oh, what were these people thinking? But you know, it's like
Hey.
you really had no control over it anyway. So it is what
Yeah.
it is. You know?
That's funny. Well, thank
Yeah.
you so much, Gabrielle. Thank you, everybody, for watching. I'm
Oh,
so happy we have so many questions and comments. It's really fun. We're here every Thursday. So if you have a question that didn't get answered today, please come back next week, and Gabrielle will have more fun historical things to share. Thank you so, so much, and have a good day. Goodbye, everybody.
bye-bye.
Bye.